Here we go. Well, hello. This is Slingshot Warrior coming to you with a fun stream about the back room. Is anybody familiar with the back rooms? We will see. Come on. A little better. Okay, we got our first viewer. If you're a fan of the back rooms, I think you're gonna love this little streaming. On my temporary hiatus, I watched a lot of back rooms content, and read a lot of back room stuff about MEG and the different like factions of the back rooms, wanderers, the different like monsters, entities that are in the back rooms. And I found out that the back rooms are like a liminal space, another dimension that has its own rules. Has its own rules for survival. So I just thought it would be fun, just have a little fun about talking about the back rooms and what you would do to survive the back rooms. Because the back rooms are a brutal place, but they resemble our own space, except in a slightly more creepy way. I really want to put in there about the back rooms. So if anybody wants to talk about the back rooms, I'm glad for the thumbs up. But the back rooms have their own rules of survival. I would say you would need one of these going to the back rooms. This would be a good thing to have against those skin stealers. You got to hit that particular weak spot because they're pretty strong. Then you're missing out on really good story. Give me 1 second. Hello. I just wanted to ask if there was any place you can take me. Give me a ride up to someplace. Okay. I just wanted to go somewhere on a nice day like this. It's like, but I've been everywhere in town. Maybe someplace in Paris or something. Anyway, I don't know. I'm kind of broke, so I just wanted someplace to hang out. Something to do. I just wanted something to do besides. All right, I'll see you. I'm already doing something now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Well, Slippery, the back rooms. I'm sorry. I got a phone call. My apologies. But yeah, the back rooms are awesome. There's been songs made about the back rooms. There's been 2 thumbs up. That's awesome. There's been a lot of things made about the back rooms. Yeah. But the back rooms, there's several videos on YouTube you can watch about the back rooms. Basically what the back rooms are is like this, okay? Okay, let's put it this way. From time to time, people no-clip. And I mean not no-clip, they step through a hidden portal and fall into the back rooms, which is another reality. It's not our reality. It's not our reality, but it resembles our reality. It's a resemblance of our reality, but it's a completely different reality. And there are different levels of the back rooms. The first level you get to is level 0, which is basically oh yeah. But if you get there, and according to the fiction, it's quite real of an acid trip, and there are things in there that will tear you apart. There are entities, they call them, but they're just monsters. And they love to have humans for dinner. That's you got to defend yourself in the back rooms, and there are factions, human factions, people that survive the back rooms and now in groups. Basically, it's an interesting thing. For example, a lot of people. It started first. It's like Kane Pixels came up with this. It started with a company called Async back in the, I think, late 80s, in California. They were trying to basically create more space for people to live in, for transportation, for storage. So they kind of created like a portal through space and time. And Camo, how you doing, brother? Oh shit! Oh, not again. When I'm cooking my food. Nah, that's bullshit. I already put the fan on. Anyway, how you doing, Camo Campo? Basically, it's interesting space, but there are things in the back rooms that will tear you apart or steal your skin. There's skin stealers. I mean, there's all sorts of things in there that just or will transform you into one of them. So, yeah. How you doing, Bobby? Oh, no. Oh, no, not again. I'm using my air fryer. And, yeah. Bobby, are you David Buldo? I'm just asking. Because if so, you're not allowed here no more. No, ma'am? Okay, you got to go, man. You got to go. Thank you, Camo Camp. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back. The back rooms are an interesting phenomena, in my opinion. They've become a cultural phenomena. There's a lot of fiction about them. They're not a Hollywood thing. Hollywood. How you doing, Joseph? We were just talking about something that it's like a series of short films. It's become its own kind of like mythos in the modern sphere. It's called the Backrooms. It has its own rules of survival. It's basically another reality that's connected to ours, and a lot of people can what we call no clip. Yeah, good, Joseph. Can no clip out of this reality. So what we're talking about is like surviving the back rooms. Now, the back rooms has its own rules of survival and stuff like that. You might need a gun will make a lot of noise and bring a lot of entities your way. One of these, I would say a crossbow, maybe a gun with a silencer. So I was just talking about the back rooms because in my absence, like I said before, I was I basically watched a lot of Backrooms content on YouTube and read about it and stuff like that and on the internet, and I just found it fascinating. And it's like nice to hear from the Camo Camp. But yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, basically what happens is human beings called no clipping. It's called. Anybody still, and the chat's going cold. Well, thanks, Joseph. It's really awesome content. It's if you like science fiction horror, and I do like a horror and science fiction together. It's pretty good stuff. Uh, it's like sci-fi horror. And I always like stories that involve parallel realities. By the way, I mean, I always find those stories very interesting. That they're just you can step through a portal and you're in another reality, and I think that's very fascinating. Um, so the Backrooms did appeal to me very much so. In that sense, I've learned a lot about the Backrooms and the various factions. Like a lot of people go missing, right? And basically what happens is no clipping. Oh, cool, Joseph. So I love the Backrooms. If anybody is familiar with it, I mean, by all means, you know, I may be this guy who lifts weights, but I'm a bit nerdy sometimes. I'll admit it. You know, there are some things that fascinate me, stories that fascinate me. I think everyone is a bit nerdy on certain things. We can all get a little nerdy sometimes. Um, that being said, my view count has gone down, but I got 7 thumbs up. I guess I'm rambling on here. I mean, but does anybody ask me any questions about the Backrooms? Because I've watched a lot of videos about them and read about it. Does anybody want to know about the entities of the Backrooms or whatever? The different levels. Then you're in for a treat, Air Guns Anonymous, because the Backrooms are awesome. It is yes, and yes, it's now a video game. Yes, there are Backrooms video games available. It started out as basically as a post with a picture on 4chan, which if you're not careful, which said if you're not careful, you just might no clip into the Backrooms. And no clipping is basically just falling out of your reality. You could say falling out of your universe. That's pretty much what it is. I wouldn't even call it a universe. I'd call it like a parallel reality. So basically, it started out as a 4chan post, and then it became like like internet fan fiction, became like an internet thing, like a phenomenon. People start writing stories about the back rooms, different entities in the back rooms, and they, different groups. And then a young kid, a teenage kid, made a series of short films, Cane Pixels, about the back rooms, and Async, company in the '80s called Async. It is. I mean, but if you like a good, sci-fi horror kind of genre, it's up your alley. Now, what happened was in the Cane Pixels version is that basically Async wanted to create more space for people to live in, to store things, to basically for transportation. So they opened up a portal through space and time, you could say, and well, a lot of people went missing. They no clipped. Some of the stories say that no clipping's been going on long before, but yeah, that's what happened. There was a lot of no clipping going on, and some people say that Async is responsible for that. Well, that's in the fictional story. It's not real, but it's a good story. I wonder what would happen if that ever came out. A corporation just opened up a hole in space and time, and a lot of people went missing. Well, the lawsuits are coming. Also, the criminal negligence charges are coming. Slippery. Which level are you on? Level 0 or level 1? Well, it's also movies. It's also a series of short films on YouTube. The Backrooms are, so you watch the movies as well. A lot of people have done some short films based on the Backrooms. So, yeah. Yes, they're called entities, and they are monsters. And I can tell if you want to know some of the entities you'll be facing. There's the bacteria. They'll just chase after you and try to tear you apart. And they're on level 0, by the way. They're smilers. They have a glowing like teeth in the dark, and they just want to rip you apart. And glowing eyes, glowing teeth in the dark, smilers. That's level. That's level 2, by the way. I mean, that's level 1. You get on level 1. And they're skin stealers. Well, they operate on level 0 and a lot of other levels. So skin stealers, they'll steal your skin and kill you and steal your skin. And basically, they're very intelligent, and they'll basically take on your form pretty much. That's a good one. Slippery. But yeah, and there's also different groups, different factions, human factions in the back rooms that have, like in any situation where you're dealing with a hostile environment, human beings will gather together for protection, and try to help each other, when things are, So basically, you have different factions that have came out the back rooms. There's the Lost. There's MEG, which is the biggest faction. A few others. MEG is one of the biggest factions. They're kind of like a de facto government in certain like levels of the back rooms. Very well organized. So I'm just sharing a little bit of what I've been getting into lately. Oh, thank you, Slippery. Now there is that level fun, for example. That's a different level. The party goers. Now they're you don't want to deal with the party goers. Okay, the party goers. Those entities are really intelligent and they, oh boy, you want to avoid them at all costs. They're hunting you. Well, thank you, Nancy. But yeah, there's survival rules just like any other environment, I would say. And there are different levels of the back rooms. The one thing you'll need in the back rooms is food and almond water. Yes, almond water. It's nice to hear from you, Nancy. So I decided to have a little fun. I just been working out. But yeah, you'll need to do a lot of running in the back rooms. Sounds interesting. Well, thanks. I mean, I wonder what type of air rifles you could bring to the air. I mean, you can't bring less than lethal to the back rooms. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because you're dealing with entities there. So I'd say maybe a high-powered air rifle, maybe, or a crossbow to the back rooms, or firearm with a silencer. Yeah, I'd bring a shotgun, but once you make that noise, talking about. But a crossbow would probably be easier to bring the back rooms because when you shoot an entity with it, it'll you can retrieve your bolts a little bit. You can't retrieve bullets as much. Thank you, Aragon's Anonymous. I'm glad you find the back rooms interesting. It's this whole mythos, and I would love the air gun people to do a back rooms kind of like what they would bring to the back room. I have a challenge for my air gun people, for my survival people. What items would you bring to the back rooms? How would you survive the back rooms if you knew you were no clipping? What would you do in the back rooms to survive the different levels? That's a good challenge for my airgun people. That's a good video challenge. That's going to be my tag. That's going to be my tag right there. How would you survive the back rooms? How would you do it? So I'm just let's see how you would survive the back rooms. What items would you bring with you to the back rooms to defend yourself, to survive? Food, water, whatever. We got these. I got these basically these basically freeze-dried meals. Oh, they're really good. Emergency food items. Good for camping. You can boil them in water. Just stir them up with hot water, and yeah, I'd bring some of these with me. Probably a portable, maybe propane stove. Never know how when you're going to need a little food and some almond water. All right, we got 9 thumbs up. So I wanted to show these. These you can get these at Walmart. They're really good. They last for a long time. I bought them in like let's see. I bought them in pails, you could say. Look at this. Ooh. I got more than one of these, just in case. When bad times happen, I had one this morning. I had scrambled eggs. I had one of these pouches with scrambled eggs and it tasted really good. Just hot water, just add hot water and stir it up with a spoon. You got it. So yeah, that's really awesome. So the chat has gone cold. Come on now, don't leave me hanging. Oh, I just issued a challenge to my survival people. Come on now. Well, it's the back rooms. It's for the most part, you're going to be dealing with liminal spaces. Very few open spaces in the back rooms. So it's going to be hallways, corridors for the most part. How you doing, Monique? I have not tried that. I'm more of a lasagna fan myself than beef stroganoff. So, but yeah, I got this. I also got I like chicken and rice, and of course scrambled eggs. Who doesn't like scrambled eggs? I just had the freeze dried scrambled eggs for breakfast this morning. We're talking about the back rooms. It's basically it's a fictional story. It started out as a 4chan post, but became its own little fiction because a lot of people wrote about the back rooms and created its own rules, the different levels, the entities you're going to face in the back rooms, the different human groups that you will, human factions you'll use. You'll encounter. Basically, what happens is how someone most of the time enters the back room is they no clip out of reality. A hidden portal opens up, and basically you fall into level 0, and it's another reality. It's not. It looks like our reality, but it ain't, and it's liminal space. So, so true, Cambo Cam. So, I made up a challenge for my survivalist folk. If you can come up with items that you would bring to the back rooms, number one, to eat, sleep. What type of items would you bring to the back rooms? Yes, this is live, Ohio. Ohio Prepper. I think I remember you. Are you on Gab? Have I seen you on Gab? Have I seen you on Gab? I think I've seen you on Gab. No, it's just a thought experiment. Just a thought experiment. Interesting. But yeah, if you want to see what's going on, okay, Ohio Prepper. But we were just talking about like a sci-fi horror liminal pocket dimension known as the Backrooms. It's basically a fiction thing that started out as a 4chan post. So what I was doing is I was challenging my survival prepping guys, my warrior guys, and gals. What items would you bring to the back rooms to survive? Because there are some mean entities in there. Oh, how you doing, Joseph? So I'm challenging doing this video tag in the future where what items would you bring to the back rooms to survive the back rooms if you ever no-clipped in the back rooms, fictionally speaking, hypothetically speaking. Okay. Talking about the back rooms. I don't think gold is going to be worth anything in the back rooms, honey. Everything's a bartering system there. You might need yourself one of these. Get yourself one of these, maybe. One of these would be pretty essential in the back rooms. So, that being said, I got 9 views and 9 thumbs up. That's awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much the back rooms. I mean, I like it. It's something that I've been watching a while. I mean, that would be a good thing to have. Ohio Prepper. I would say some type of projectile weapon, like a crossbow or a bow and arrow, would also be a good thing to have. Like a recurved bow, or maybe some type of high-powered air rifle. Another good thing to have. I would also say that the I'd say the more lethal would be the throwing axes. A good throwing axe will go through a skull a lot easier. But your choice. But yeah. Really? And who exactly are you talking to, Hecky Hobo? You do, Joseph. Joseph, can you do me a favor? Could you take care of Hecky Hobo? Thank you. Now, getting back to my point. Well, Japanese katana, also a good thing to have. I would say that this you're dealing with tight spaces, right? I don't think a katana would be a very good idea thing to bring because, number one, it would be too long and in tight spaces. I'd say a blade about this long would be a better choice, because you're dealing with tight spaces, liminal space. Sometimes you're dealing with tight spaces. Sometimes you're dealing with liminal space. But if you bring a katana, it's only good for basically when you got some range, a little bit of range, and you don't. This would probably be good for multiple use. I bet you do, Joseph. You do. I was just showing off my survival food. I have more than one of these. Well, how you doing? Well, that's not going to do any good in the back rooms unless you got poison on it. But then again, I would say that you would need something else, Ohio Prepper. Maybe something like a bow or a crossbow, or maybe a gun with a silencer. Anyway, how you doing, Nomad? We were just talking about the back rooms that I was just good choice, Joseph. Yeah, I would say just think practically. Yes, they do. They can. Maybe you're right, Joseph. Maybe I'm wrong, but there are a lot of more powerful things out there that blowguns are not going to be able to do. True. It's not all tight space. It's liminal space. Some parts are tight. There are hallways, and of course, some places are open. So you want to you're fighting in corridors pretty much. So most of the time. So you want something where you're good choice, Nomad. Well, the back rooms. What? The thing is, there's possibilities for everything, but I'm not sure if they're real or not. But it's good fiction. That's what I will say. It's good science fiction is what it is. That's what a good science fiction is always welcome here. And the back rooms are original science fiction that I like. People don't know this about me, but I've been a fan of science fiction and fantasy, and at least the good ones. Well, I'll explain that. I got to explain it again. Okay. The back rooms are basically a liminal space, a parallel reality to our own. It resembles our reality, but there are a lot of nasty, monstrous entities in there. And if you get no clipped, which is basically fall through a hidden portal into the back rooms, you basically got to survive it, and you probably won't be getting out of the back rooms. Pretty much. And there are different levels of the back rooms and stuff like that. A good idea, Joseph. I like to see you. I like to see you. I like to see what kind of items you would bring to the back rooms, and you would need food and water as well. So don't forget about those things. Those essential things. True. Red. Well, you have to understand the concept of parallel realities, Monique. Realities that are, and the concept of a pocket dimension. It's a pocket dimension. It's a place in between. If you understand that concept of a pocket dimension, like a place between worlds, a place between our reality, I guess, you know, if you understand that concept, I think that you would understand this, you know. Exactly, Nomad. So yes. Oh, okay. It's cool, Monique. What the backrooms are basically a genre of science fiction, a subgenre of science fiction called science fiction horror. It's a mixture of horror and science fiction. Um, Particularly monsters and parallel reality kind of science fiction. So it's a so the backrooms are like, you know, they're sci-fi horror pretty much. No, I don't watch it. I don't watch Netflix at all. So, well, I was talking about something I've been following. When I was gone, Iron Man, I was um, I was talking about, you know, I was watching a lot of videos and reading about the science fiction horror called the Backrooms, and it's basically what the Backrooms are is a liminal space with different levels with entities in there that are monsters, and basically, if you no clip, which is basically like falling into a hidden portal out of our reality, and you go to the Backrooms, and not a nice place. Good idea, Joseph. Yep, there's a wiki on it. Yes, there is. And it started out as like a post on 4chan, and it became this, and a lot of people put a lot of stories and entities, and a lot of people wrote a lot of stories and entities into the back rooms. It became its own fiction, and someone actually made short films about it. King Pixels made some really good short films, and then it became a video game. It's like it rose organically out of the internet. This concept of backrooms, you know, that's good stuff. That's good stuff, Joseph. Just having a little fun. We're talking about one of my favorite sci-fi horror stories, the Backrooms. So, but yeah, that's what I've been getting into lately. And if you, for my fellow survival guys, if they want to do, that's terrible. That's terrible. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about a fictional concept of a liminal space, a parallel reality that is where the rules of survival are different, but not that much different. So it's a reality that mimics our own. It's almost like the back rooms. Okay, when the back rooms are like this, okay, it was when things go away in the course of time. The back rooms is kind of like the shadow of the light that was left over, where a lot of the things that, like, for example, you'll see a mall, like an 80s mall with an arcade in the back rooms, something you don't see anymore, things that don't exist anymore. I mean, guess end up in the back rooms, old things. Well, it's from the original 4chan post. So yeah, it's there's a music video about it. People made songs about it. The back rooms are an interesting concept because it basically you're because when you get in there, you're alone and it's scary, and the loneliness. I mean, the being stuck in there in that liminal in level 0 can be very creepy, and because there's nobody there but you, and the entities. If you yell out, I mean, they're gonna find you. They'll hear you. You know. So true, BC Gerbs. So my challenge is for my friends in the survivalist community is like, how would you survive the back rooms? Let's see if you can do a video on that. I got 12 thumbs up. That's just awesome. But yeah, everyone has something they nerd out on. I was just watching like Backrooms content. When I was gone, I was watching a lot of Backrooms content in my spare time. So it's like, wintertime, you got nothing to do. And beyond watching, alternative media, which I do, and everything else, you want something to escape your dull reality. So, and so you watch a lot of, so I've discovered the back rooms, you could say. That being said, I think, does anyone else have any questions? Yeah. Ah, cool, Joseph. I'll see you, Monique. Have a nice evening. Woo, woo, woo. Perfect size. Yeah, well, Gerbs. Okay. It's always good to talk to the people. and get them interested in something that I've found interesting. So, but yeah, I'm glad you like it. We're going down in views. I think I'll go off air soon. I mean, but the challenge still remains. How would you survive the back rooms? Can you survive the back rooms? Ask yourself that. That being said, I'll leave it at that and go off air and say God bless everybody. And have a nice evening. I got to have dinner myself. I love to go. Send me some information. You got my email, so you can send me some information on it. Joseph. Anyway, that being said, it's you guys. No, no camo camp. It's not like the thing. It's more like you accidentally you don't know where the hell you are. You just fell into some kind of strange room, and you were doing something before. You just no clipped, and there's just some very bizarre monsters coming after you. Depending on what level you're going. It's not listening. There are some situations where you could be turned into something else. You could actually there's like, but it's not as extreme as a thing. Party goers, for example, and other ones. But there are different things, and there are different entities, so you can be turned into something else. If you're exposed to certain things. So yeah, but it's not as extreme as the thing is. I mean, the transformation is pretty quick. On different depending on what level. Most of the time, you'll be dealing with basically entities that want to tear you apart and kill you. You know. So that being said, if you're up for the challenge, what would you bring to survive the back rooms? All right, I gotta go. Bye bye.